Hey y'all, good evening. This is Tonetta, your relationship coach at Speak Your Truth. I hope you all are doing well. And of course, at Speak Your Truth, I'm always here to, of course, educate, to inspire, and to, of course, empower you to be who you are within your relationship. So I want to welcome you all to this video. This is question number 11, just to let you all know. In the Unpacking the Baggage questions that I have for you all, I put a particular link in the description of this video. And I do want to let you all know again that Unpacking the Baggage questions, all these 30 questions, there's 15 that talk about like communication, closeness, connection, that kind of thing outside the bedroom. And then there's 15 that I'll be talking about on the first that deal with like sex and foreplay and all those types of things in the bedroom. I guess I put it that way. So I want to let you all know what's in those questions, but I also want to let you know the reason why I developed that list was the list that I use, and of course the questions that I had to ask myself in order to, of course, find out more about who I am as a person, as a woman, as a black woman, as a social worker, as a relationship coach. I had to ask myself all those questions as well. Of course, there's more questions I did ask myself, but like I said, those were like more of the questions that, of course, make you think, I guess I put it that way, and the questions where you have to dive deep to figure out why you act the way you act and why you do the things that you do inside of your relationships. And hey, Denzel, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. And like I said, that's why I created that list for you all. So let me get into the question. Just to let you know, this question tonight, like I said, is talking about intimacy. How do you define intimacy? But I actually want to go more in depth and talk more about intimacy, because I know sometimes we think that intimacy just means sex or that kind of thing, but intimacy has a lot more to do than just sex. Yes, you can be intimate in having sex, but as far as intimacy itself, it's talking more about the closeness between two people within a relationship. No matter what kind of relationship you have, whether it's with the partners or whether it's with your family, your friends, your mom, your dad, that kind of thing, or your kids, that kind of thing. Intimacy is actually talking about the closeness that you feel between yourself and the other person. Like I said, it can, of course, have something to do with sex in the bedroom, but technically it does not. Like I said, it more deals with like I said, the connection, the closeness that you have, and all those types of things. And I'll get into that shortly. Of course, intimacy, it's what builds over time as you connect with someone, as you all grow to, of course, care about each other and feel more and more comfy together, I guess, with your time together. Like I say, intimacy definitely isn't something that happens just right away, in 2 days and 1 week, that kind of thing at all. Of course, like I said, it's something that you all grow to, of course, know each other with. It takes a little bit of time for you all to build, just like the trust. And I know trust does deal a lot with intimacy as well. But like I said, it definitely takes a while to build. It's not just something that's automatic. Intimacy does, of course, take a while to build. And like I said, it takes time as you, of course, connect with somebody, as you all grow together. And of course, as you feel more comfy when you all are spending time together, talking about things, going over things, all these types of stuff. So like I said, that's what intimacy deals with. Like I said before, intimacy is the closeness between two people in a relationship. And like I just said before, it can be physical or it can be emotional. So keep that in mind, or a mix of the two. And like I said, I'll get into that shortly as well. But because I know some folks, like I said, related to sex all the time and being intimate and having sex with your partner. Like I said, yes, it can mean, intimacy can be included in the sex as well. But traditionally, intimacy doesn't have anything to do with the bedroom. It's more about the closeness and the connection that you have with another person. I just talked about intimacy isn't sex, but like I said, you can definitely, sex can definitely happen to include intimacy. So keep that in mind. I know I said that about 4 or 5 times. I just want to make sure that y'all get that point, because I know I've of course referenced, of course, intimate times and things like that as well, because we always kind of interchange those two words, intimacy and sex. But like I said, when you're strictly talking about intimacy, it does not have to include sex, even though it can when it comes to the physical touch and stuff like that. But it usually has more to do with the closeness. It can mean different things to different people, like I was just saying as well. Your idea of intimacy may be influenced by, of course, your interests, your communication style, and your preferred ways of getting to know someone. Everybody has a different way that they're, of course, intimate. Nobody's intimate in the same exact way every single day, all the time. Like I said, it definitely is going to be influenced by your interests, your values, and your beliefs. And of course, how you communicate, your communication style. Whether you're one who's like me, bold and want to talk all the time and do all these things and express myself. Some folks are, of course, more quiet and don't want to express themselves like that. And then, of course, it will definitely, and another thing, like I said, it can be influenced by the ways that you get to know other people. Some folks are able to walk up to somebody, hey, I'm Tonetta, I'm so-and-so, how you doing, that kind of thing, and other folks aren't. So like I said, definitely some folks, like I said, are more bold and some folks aren't. But of course, we all have our own ways that we, of course, be intimate and that we know how to be intimate with other people, I guess I put it that way. Again, I do want to say that I know, like I said before, intimacy, that's what a lot of folks, of course, other counselors and therapists and coaches and stuff like that say, is saying, look into me, intimacy. But like I said, definitely we know that intimacy is not something easy to do. It is, of course, it's definitely possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible because I do it. It's definitely possible. I know a lot of others who do it as well. Everybody just has their own style. But just keep in mind, it will require for you to be vulnerable and putting your faith in others, even though you know that others can let you down. So like I said, it definitely, like I said, with intimacy, all of us can do it. I'm pretty sure that. It just depends on if you're willing to allow yourself to, of course, like I said, be vulnerable and, of course, speak your truth to somebody else. I guess I put it that way, in a close way and in a way that you think that they won't go and tell somebody else and that kind of thing. Like I said, intimacy does definitely require that. And like I said, definitely with us putting our faith and telling somebody else our dirty secrets and all that kind of thing, we know that somebody can go and gossip about us. Like I said, that's what intimacy, of course, entails. And a lot of folks are not willing to be intimate with somebody because they fear that the other person's going to let them down. And I know that nobody's perfect. So just keep that in mind, y'all. Like I said, that's what intimacy deals with. And if you're one who, of course, has an issue with intimacy or getting close to others and being able to, of course, express your feelings to others and listen to their feelings as well and all those types of things, and be intimate with someone, like I said, that's definitely something that I'll talk, of course, more about on this page. But, of course, make sure that you're, of course, thinking about those things in the way that you, of course, express your intimacy and what intimacy means to you. You have to define that for yourself. Like I said, everybody's going to be different how they express their intimacy and how they want to, of course, be intimate with another person. But like I said, this question number 11 is talking about you defining intimacy for yourself and what that means for you in all the relationships that you have, whether that's with the partner, whether that's with your kids, with your family, friends, co-workers, whoever it is. You have to define that intimacy for you. And I'm hoping that this video is giving you some information on how you can define the intimacy for yourself, like I said, within your relationships. And like I said, intimacy it can be included in sex, but it deals more with, it has more to do with the closeness and the connection that you feel with another. So just keep that in mind, y'all. And I do want to go over 5, I believe I wrote down 5 categories that intimacy can, of course, fall into. And I know we're all talking about intimacy and all these types of things, and you're probably wondering what in the world else can it go into? What other ways can you be intimate with someone? So here are the top 5 ways that you can be intimate with somebody. The first one is emotional intimacy. It's what allows you to tell your loved ones things that you might not necessarily tell strangers. This is the one where you're letting your guard down, talking to people about your, like I said, your deep, dark secrets. You may have not never told anybody your whole life that you were sexually abused before, or raped, or anything along those lines. But you get with the partner, you all are getting connected, that kind of thing. And that's one of the things that you all, of course, start discussing and you bring up. So like I said, that's definitely, of course, like I said, letting your guard down. And of course, you're trusting your partner to keep that secret between you two, regardless of what else is going on around you in your lives and that kind of thing. When we're talking about emotional intimacy, we're of course sharing those parts of us that we may not tell anybody else, or that may be hard, or that we may have a hard time telling somebody else. And we expect that the person that we're telling, of course, is going to keep that secret. We're going to trust them and that kind of thing, and not to go gossip and tell the whole world what we done said, that kind of thing. And when I think about that, being a social worker and a coach, of course, it's confidentiality. Folks tell me stuff all the time. I'm not going to go divulge all their secrets, especially not with name and address. They live here, and this is what she said about her boyfriend Joe and all this kind of stuff. Of course, we can always, as professionals, give synopsis about a client, a life, or that kind of thing, and just share a story without any details, but just with the pertinent relationship details. Yes, with some of the things that we're talking about, intimacy and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, we as professionals do have to do that sometimes. But like I said, not sharing the intimate detail. I guess like the personal details, like name, the name, the state where they're at, people's names that's involved, none of that kind of stuff. But because I share stories all the time. Yes, majority of them are about, well, most of them are actually about myself, but some of them are about others I've had dealings with as well. And I'm saying that also just to let you know and remind you all that I'm coming, my podcast Taboo Conversations is coming out July the 1st. It's dropping on Anchor, on Spotify's podcasting platform on July the 1st, y'all. It's going to be called Taboo Conversations. And like I said, intimacy and all these types of things, those are some of the things we're going to be talking about on the podcast at some point. But like I said, it's dealing with all types of relationships and taboo topics that folks may not even want to talk about. So like I said, I want to throw that in there too, y'all. So while I'm talking about emotional intimacy and confidentiality and stuff like that, because I will be sharing stories, of course, on my podcast about different things that I guess like experiences that I've had personally and professionally, and of course that will include other people's story. No details, of course, about who they are, where they're from, that kind of thing, but it will definitely include other people's stories. So y'all be on the lookout for that July 1st on Anchor, and I will actually drop that particular link in the description of this video as well, so y'all can go ahead and subscribe today, y'all. But like I said, that's the first one, emotional intimacy. The next one is intellectual intimacy. Getting to know another person and how their mind works and sharing the map of your mind too. This, like I said, this one definitely builds as you exchange ideas and have meaningful conversation. This is the intellectual intimacy. Some folks, of course, get off by how somebody else thinks and how their mind works and that kind of thing. But of course, you connecting with your partner, connecting with your family, kids, whoever it is, being intimate in that kind of way as well, meaning that you're, of course, letting them unload their mind, how their mind works, and all those quirks and that kind of thing as well. But you're, of course, doing the same. Like I said, it's definitely interchangeable. One person is not just being intimate, the other person just stops and listens. You have to, of course, participate in this particular conversation, no matter what you all are talking about, meaningful conversations, all those deep conversations that we can, of course, talk about at times as well. That's included in that as well. And some may want to call it mental foreplay, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, it's definitely those meaningful conversations that comes along with somebody being, of course, able to think, being intellectual and that kind of thing as well. Just getting into somebody's mind and somebody getting into your mind as well. Then there's, of course, physical intimacy. And this is where, of course, we, of course, talk about sex in this one, because it's about the physical. It's about the touch and the closeness between two bodies that can include, of course, sex and hugs, holding hands, cuddling and kissing, all those types of things. Like I said, that's what the physical intimacy can, of course, include. Like I said, it does include the sex, but like I said, you could be intimate without having sex at all. I guess I put it that way. Just keep that in mind, because that's what the definition of the word means, y'all. Number 4, we're talking about the experiential intimacy. That means spending time with somebody, growing together and closer as you all share common interests and activities. Like, for instance, my partner, I love to go in nature, walking, taking hikes and all these kind of things. And of course, he likes it a little bit, I guess, of course, because it gets out, it's quiet, it's a different environment and that kind of thing. So, of course, he goes along sometime as well. And like I said, those are activities that we can, of course, share. Those are experiences that we're having. Those are things that we can share together and enjoy together. Of course, he likes to go to like hookah and sometimes some of that kind of stuff sometimes as well. I may not like that, but I still go anyway. That's what we have to do as our partner. Of course, support your partner on their journey. I think he's only been like one time though, but like I said, definitely just going to, of course, experience that with your partner. Actually twice, I'm sorry. But like I said, going to, of course, experience that with your partner. And like I said, that's what the experiential intimacy is. Experiencing, like I said, those common interests and activities that you all may share or that you all may differ, but you're still going to support each other on and still want to, of course, experience that with your partner and stuff like that. And not just with your partner, but with your family, friends, kids, whoever you're trying to build this relationship with, y'all. So let's keep that in mind. And number 5 is talking about spiritual intimacy. This is the belief in something beyond the physical realm of existence. And it can be, of course, sharing common values, being on the same wavelength about religion or spirituality or the universe or whatever you all believe in. And, of course, feelings like you were meant to be together in each other's lives. And I know sometimes they call that soulmates and that kind of thing. Like I said, that's definitely, I guess, like the spiritual realm. Spiritual intimacy, spiritual realm, that kind of thing, y'all. Like I said, definitely sharing that common interest in, like I said, whatever you want to believe in or whatever you all believe in, whether it's the religion you all have, you're both Catholic or you're Christian or you both believe in the universe and different things like that. And like I said, it's definitely what you all, of course, make it. I guess I put it that way as far as the spiritual intimacy. But it's more, like I said, diving deep into each other's spiritual backgrounds, what you all believe, what's going on with it, and how you all can, of course, gel together and, of course, understand, of course, and be empathetic with each other. So like I said, that's definitely spiritual intimacy. And like I said, again, this is question number 11 on the Unpacking the Baggage list of questions, I guess I put it that way. This is question number 11, and this deals with the things outside of the bedroom. And like I said, it's talking about how do you define intimacy. And like I said, I wanted to actually define intimacy for you all so that you all can, of course, know what intimacy means, because, of course, we always interchange it with sex and mean sex, and it doesn't actually mean sex at all. It means the connection and the closeness that you have with somebody in a relationship. That's what intimacy is, y'all. So like I said, it definitely goes deeper. Like I said, I went over those 5 ways that, of course, intimacy can be seen within relationships, I guess I put it that way. Emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, physical intimacy, experiential intimacy, and, of course, spiritual intimacy. And like I said, again, I know a lot of people, of course, once they've been hurt, they've been cheated on, giving their life to some man, some woman who just threw it in the mud and cheated on them, had other kids, or whatever the case may be. I know it's hard for you all to, of course, try to develop intimacy with another. But, of course, it can be done. I'm here to tell you that. I was one that was cheated on by my husband as well. He had how many kids while we were married? I found out 3. Like I said, I had to rebuild my life and all those types of things. And those are some of the things I talked to you about on my podcast, Taboo Conversations, that's dropping on July 1st, like on Anchor. And like I said, I put that link in the description of this video. But like I said, those were some of the things that I know I had to relearn my intimacy as well. I had to learn that everybody's not the same as the past partner or partners I've had that has drugged me through the mud or wasn't able to develop any kind of intimacy or connection with, or it was constantly a battle back and forth. We're arguing all the time and just couldn't get along. Like I said, there was no intimacy there. It may have been like you touch each other's hands, that's really about it. Or have sex, that was honestly about it. Other than that, there was no other intimacy, closeness, anything along those lines when it came to, of course, our intellectual. Like I said, there was a lot of stuff that I had to rebuild and learn that, like I said, intimacy can definitely be rebuilt. I have rebuilt that already, I put it that way. And I have rebuilt that with the partner that I currently have. We have awesome intimacy all the time, every single day. Can't say all day long because we're, of course, working and that kind of thing. But like I said, we're definitely intimate as a couple. And it doesn't always have anything to do with sex. Yes, we have sex and that kind of thing. I'm sure all adults, most adults do. But like I said, we have a lot more intimacy outside the bedroom besides just having sex. Because, of course, we know that once you, of course, have an awesome relationship outside the bedroom when it comes to your communication, your connection, your intimacy, and your bond and your friendship, we know that the bedroom sparks are going to fly, y'all. I know that. I'm hoping that you all know that because you hear me saying that. But just keep in mind that that's what that always gets to, y'all. Just keep that in mind. You cannot have all this arguing, bickering back and forth, no intimacy and that kind of thing. Yes, you're going to have sex like that, but it's going to be definitely empty sex. I guess I put it that way. And it's going to feel, like I said, empty sex. It's going to feel like, like duty sex as well. Like I said, you definitely have to understand the two. Like I said, intimacy should be in everything that you do and in every relationship that you hold valuable, hold close to your heart, and hold dear to your life. Like I said, if intimacy is not there, either that person is not really I guess close to you like that, I guess I put it that way, or you can care less about that person. You just associate that kind of thing, which that happens with a lot of people. All of us know that, but like I said, for those relationships that you, of course, with your partner, with your kids, with your mom, dad, family, that kind of thing, if you hold those near and dear to your heart, you have to learn at some point to, of course, let yourself go and, of course, be intimate. Like I said, folks want to know that part of you as well, not just that you're a stern person and you don't care about this and you're angry at this, you got an attitude about that. Nobody wants to see that all day long. They want to see the intimate side of you as well, the side of you that shows that you can be soft and tender. It does not mean that you're soft and you're just going to be ran over. You can always have boundaries. But like I said, when it comes to intimacy, others in your life, especially if you're in a relationship or you have kids, they want to see that part of you and know that you, of course, can be a soft woman or a soft man, that kind of thing, able to, of course, express yourself and tell them how you feel, that kind of thing. Like I said, nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody where you have no idea how they feel from day to day, from moment to moment. You want to know how you feel and how you fit into that person's life. So like I said, intimacy definitely helps you do that. So I hope that this video, of course, helped you in some type of way to define what intimacy may mean to you. And, of course, the 5 ways that you can, of course, show intimacy as well. I'm sure there's a lot more, but those are the main 5 ones that I have noticed when I've dealt with relationships and people and that kind of thing. So, like I said, I know there's more, that kind of thing as well, and everybody's going to show their intimacy in a different way. But like I said, we definitely have to realize how our intimacy is going to play into our relationships now or into our relationships in the future. And if you have no idea what intimacy is, I hope that this helped you. like I said, define your own intimacy and the closeness and how you want to be close to another. I guess I put it that way as well. So with that, I want to say go ahead and get your free download. Is in the description of this video. It's called the Unpacking the Baggage Questions. And like I said, that's something free that I created for you all because I asked myself those same questions as well when I was going through my personal development journey, trying to find out who I was, trying to be more self-aware, and trying to find out what Tonetta liked and didn't like, I guess I put it that way, and what I wanted in my life. And like I said, I'm letting you all know that these are the questions that those hard questions that you don't want to answer to yourself, that you only want to hear yourself. Like I said, at some point we have to hear those hard questions in order for us to, of course, move out of survival mode, in order to, of course, move forward with our lives in a lot of different ways. So like I said, with that, I want to say go ahead and get your download for your free 30 questions. We're Unpacking the Baggage Questions, which feature 30 questions for you all to answer, to journal for yourselves first. And then if you're, of course, in a relationship, then, of course, talk to your partner about them and make sure they have that list as well. Go ahead and get their own list as well. So with that, I want to say thank you all again. I'm Tonetta, your relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth, where I help educate, inspire, and empower you to speak your truth and be who you are within your relationships, y'all. So I want to say thank you all for being here. And hold on, y'all. Make sure that y'all are, like I said, subscribing to my podcast, Taboo Conversations, over on Anchor. I will put that link in the description of this video too, so that you all can know about that as well. Make sure y'all get y'all butts over there. So I'm definitely going to be talking about a whole lot of taboo stuff. I guess I put it that way. So it won't be censored over there at all, y'all. So come and join me, y'all. So take care, y'all. See y'all in the next video.